my journey to Coralus started around the end of 2023 when I started my business. And the first thing everybody told me was, you have to network to start your business. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to all the networking things because that's my personality, just do everything. And I went to like 3 months of networking events. And progressively, I got more and more tired and burnt out. And I just couldn't understand what was going on until it finally hit me on month 3 that all of these people I was meeting, it was felt very, very surface level and very like there wasn't a deep connection. It was almost very transactional. And if you were going to be part of their business or be a partner, like that's the only reason they wanted to talk to you. And if they didn't see anything with you in the future, they were like, okay, bye. I got to go move on to somebody else. And so that kind of left me feeling really, really exhausted because I was really looking for creating real deep relationships with the community. And so near the end of 2023, I just started to look for different organizations and communities where people were attracting the type of people I was looking for. And Corliss came up in my search. And I reached out on LinkedIn because I was like, okay, I'm going to do some research. I reached out to a bunch of people who were sorry, not LinkedIn, Corliss members. And one of the members from Montreal reached out to me and said, hey, I'll chat with you. And I was like, okay, awesome. So we chatted and she realized that like I just really wanted to make sure this was the right community. And so what ended up happening is she got me a little mini pass into the Corliss community for a webinar series. So it was a 4-parter. And so I joined, I think it was weekly or bi-weekly webinar series. And it was great. I was getting to know people and we had these breakout room sessions that were amazing because you get to connect and really have one-on-one conversations. And in one of our webinar breakout sessions, Vicky ended up being in my session. And it was great because I was like, oh, I get to talk to the person who started this whole thing. And I didn't expect that to happen. And we had a really great conversation. We were given a question. We all took turns answering. And then the next day in my LinkedIn, it was Vicky's response. And it said, here are the answers to the question that we had yesterday. And I was just kind of floored. I'm like, how does she have time to remember first of all and then actually send them to me because there was no initiative to do that on the call. And then I thanked her and I thought, okay, this is great, this is very kind of her to take time. And then she responded after that with, where did you come from, who are you, and where did you come from? And I was just like thinking, yeah, I am pretty much an alien in this universe because I've always been in corporate and now here I am. And I was like, that's the most accurate way to describe where I'm at. And so I gave her this massive blurb about who I was. And within, I think, literally a week's time of sending that, she had found a way to get me into the community. At that time, there was a different program going on through, I believe you said RBC. And so I joined Coralus. And honestly, like, I just didn't understand how I was gifted because uh, I was just a newbie, like startup sort of person, and I really hadn't done much. So I just felt really, really unbelievably kind and made me feel seen. And, it drew me in. And I was like, okay, I've got this 1-year membership. What do I do with it? Right. So I just started going on to Slack and, like they said, there's so many different ways to connect with members. When I started to reach out to more and more of the community members, it was always like there was a sense of giving. It was always like, what can I do for you before anything else? And I just never received that sort of experience in networking before. And it almost doesn't even qualify. Like when I say networking, it feels like so wrong. It's different. It's on a different level, right? And that's just it. I think if you are looking to create real relationships, like I think I mentioned the last time I talked is like, these are the people I would hang out with, even if I wasn't doing my business. Like they are just very awesome people with great intentions and purpose and values that really align with what I'm trying to do.